As far as DJ Lagway, he's been one of the biggest disappointments in college football. Either him or Arch Manning, you can make the argument, win the title as the biggest disappointment so far. DJ Lagway was hyped up as the messiah of Florida football. He was going to be the second coming of Tim Tebow in Gainesville, and he's been the second coming of DJ Uyunglele. With the lack of pocket awareness, the lack of confidence, the lack of ability to read defenses, DJ Lagway doesn't look like he should be the starting quarterback for the Florida Gators. However, Florida can't bench him in spite of how bad he continues to play, because the locker room will turn on the coach. Rather that's Billy Napier or whoever replaces him as the interim head coach for the rest of the season. Billy Napier is too well liked and too respected by Florida's locker room to be benched. If you bench DJ Lagway, the locker room is essentially going to quit on the rest of the season. So you have no choice if you're Billy Napier or whoever else ends up stepping in as the head coach for the rest of the season. You got to continue to roll with DJ Lagway. And DJ Lagway, his performance hurts Florida in recruiting. Now they're going to have to pony up even more money to get any of the top quarterback prospects in the foreseeable future. Because now you show that you're a program that doesn't know how to develop young quarterbacks. And you also are a program that right now, there's no guarantee that if you play for the Florida Gators, you're going to be playing on Sundays. You're going to be playing in the big games. You're going to be playing in games that matter in late November. You're better off playing for either Miami or Florida State. Your development, if you are a high school quarterback, is in better hands with Mario Cristobal or Mike Norvell than it is with Billy Napier or whoever gets hired as Florida's next head coach. Florida just hasn't shown the ability to develop quarterbacks. They haven't produced a good quarterback in over, 15 years? And you could count Anthony Richardson as being somewhat of a successful quarterback since he was a top 5 pick, but everybody knew he was going to be a bust once he got to the NFL because he never should have gotten drafted that high. He got drafted off of potential. When he was at Florida, he wasn't really developed that much. Dan Mullen got the most out of Anthony Richardson. He got more out of Anthony Richardson than what anybody else has been able to get out of him. High school, collegiately, and in the NFL. But with DJ Lagway, with how polished he looked coming out of high school in comparison to Anthony Richardson, you expected more out of him. You didn't expect for DJ Lagway to look like the worst quarterback in all of college football. Against Miami, he had -1 air yards at halftime. He just looks scared. He looks timid. It just looks like the moment is always too big for DJ Lagway every time he steps on the field. And despite how bad he is, you have no choice but to continue the roll with him because the locker room still believes that he can turn around and he can be that guy. And the main reason why Florida brought back Billy Napier for a 4th season was due to how promising DJ Lagway looked at the end of last year. With how well he played and the back-to-back upset wins over LSU and Ole Miss, it bought Billy Napier another good year of faith. It bought Billy Napier another year to prove himself. Because if all of the young players, including DJ Lagway, looked as good as what they did last season, imagine how good they were going to look this year. Well, I guess Billy Napier had other plans. And Billy Napier If you had to describe his tenure at Florida in one sentence, I'll say that it was self-sabotage. Billy Napier self-sabotaged himself from being a successful head coach at Florida. He has everything that you need to win and dominate, and yet he just refuses to utilize it. For some reason, he just has this mindset that he's the only one who knows how to fix Florida. And yet you look at ESPN.com and you look at the rankings of every offense in college football, and Florida ranks 128th in points per game, yards per game, pass yards per game, rushing yards per game, in spite of them being the 12th best team in college football, according to 247 Sports Team Talent Composite rankings. So even if you do bench DJ Lagway, nothing still is going to change because the dude at the controller is still the dude calling the plays.